All right, everyone, we're going to go ahead and get started tonight. I'm so excited. This is Caroline Presley, Sapphire Ambassador with Plexus Worldwide, and this is the Freedom Finders Tell Me Tuesday Team Zoom for tonight. And as I shared and teased you a little bit for a couple days now, I am so very thrilled and excited that we have an extra very special guest with us tonight, and it's Diamond Ambassador Helen McFadden. And I just love her, and I've been enjoying getting to know her over the past, year or so at different events. And Helen just brings a wealth of not only heart, but experience and perspective to this business and to all of us. And she's going to briefly share her story, but she had about a 20 or so year career with another network marketing company, and that just kind of proved it wasn't going to fulfill her goals in that company, and she went on to another venture before she was introduced to Plexus. So she has a lot of great things to share with us from her heart tonight, and I'm so very thrilled. And because we have a somewhat limited amount of time, I'm going to go ahead and without further ado and turn it over to Helen. But thank you so much, Helen, for being with us tonight, and I'm going to go ahead and let you unmute yourself and take it away.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for having me. This is so nice. When you said getting to know you, I think we met officially for the first time. Did we not sit next to each other at a breakfast in Maui?
Yes, we sure did. Yeah, not this year in Kona, but it was. Yes,
right,
a year ago. Yes.
Well, I'm sure you guys all just love being on Caroline's team. She's just a beautiful gal inside and out. You guys all nod. Yeah, I mean, I know everybody agrees. Yep. So thank you. Well, I'm just going to share a little bit about my journey, simply because it's relevant to what I'm going to talk tonight about Plexus for Life, as you saw that cute little graphic that Caroline made up. And I love talking about Plexus for Life, and I love talking about network marketing because in Plexus especially, it's kind of a unique opportunity in that so many people sort of stumbled into it because they had this amazing testimony. So all of a sudden they started organically building a business, but they really truly don't know what network marketing is. So when you go through your warm market and your hot market, and then all of a sudden the rubber meets the road, and it's kind of like, well, what is this all about? And I don't even know that I know how to be a leader. So we're going to talk a lot about things that are relevant to really understanding network marketing tonight, and how to really develop a Plexus for Life solid mindset. But my journey in network marketing takes back to, it was 1993. I'm really dating myself. I was a newborn. No, I'm just kidding. I've been in it all my life. I joined a cosmetic company in the spring of 93, and I got out in about 2009. It took me actually years and years to get out because I had been in it for so long. It ended up being about 16 years. But when I never finished my college degree, and I didn't really know what I wanted to be when I grew up, and it was very intimidating to go back out in the workforce when I hadn't worked for anybody in so long. So it really did take me a while, but I was burnt out. As much as I love network marketing because I love people, and it's it's just what I love to do is inspire people, help people, and I love to work at goals. This particular company, it was like 2 steps forward, 3 steps back. So when I left that company, I literally told everybody that I would never, ever, ever do network marketing again. I was done. I was taking care of my aging parents. I didn't want to sell anything, let alone be in network marketing. I didn't want to sell anything. I just wanted to work at a desk job. I didn't want any stress because I didn't know what I didn't know, right? So I did several part-time jobs while I was taking care of my parents, went back to online college, trying to figure out what I wanted to be when I grew up at the, young age of 40, which is not very fun. This is years ago. I'm way older than 40 now. Anyways, so one of my favorite jobs was I became a Weight Watcher leader. I had struggled with my weight all my life. I missed that part of network marketing, helping people to reach goals and motivating, encouraging people. And so I fell in love also with helping to get people healthy. So I didn't know what that would look like, but I literally used to pray because I needed a plan B in my life when my parents were no longer with me anymore, that I would love to help people get healthy, but I don't want to go back to school. It cannot be network marketing. I don't want to sell anything. I don't want to be a nutrition, I mean, seriously, like how silly is that, right? Well, there's that saying, we plan, God laughs, and that fateful day in August of 2012, I came across the name of Sheila Medina, who had been in the company with me, quickly learned about Plexus. We weren't even Facebook friends. So the whole thing is just so divine. It was like, God was like, yeah, never say never. And there's many times in my life I have said never, but I changed my mind. But with network marketing, I mean, I really believed I would never be in the industry. So it's so divine how the whole thing happened. And to make a very long story short, it was a huge leap of faith. It was Sheila really instilling that belief about our company with me, because she was with them from the beginning, helping to pioneer the whole company. And when she told me that she made over 6 figures her first year in Plexus, I thought, oh my goodness. I mean, we hadn't even seen close to that income. She'd been in the other company about the same time as me, about 16 years. We never even got close. We never earned a trip. We had lots of free cars, but we had We had lots of debt and not a lot of residual income. And it was just really a challenging business. But here's what I really did learn in those 16 years. Because of my leadership position in that company, I was sort of obligated. I mean, obviously we're always independent, but I chose, because I took my job seriously, it was a career for me, to do 4 seminars a year. Like we had a big one every July. We had a spring convention, like a mini convention. We had a fall retreat, and then we had a January director conference for just leaders. So at every single one of those, like I literally went to 4 a year for the whole 16 years. And at every single one of those, there were motivational speakers, lots of training. And so I really felt like, when I left, I had so many skills. I had so much knowledge about the industry. And that's when I was a Weight Watcher leader. It's like I could use some of it to a degree, but I wanted a bigger platform because I really did love being a leader. And so that's kind of my story in a nutshell. I did become an emerald in 6 months, diamond in 9 months, and it's been just truly an incredible journey. And whenever I tell my time frame, what I really want, and we're going to talk about comparison and how it is the thief of joy. And you should never, ever hear somebody's story and not feel inspired. You should always feel inspired. You shouldn't feel like, oh my gosh, what am I doing wrong? And I think that's, our business is very, very tricky in that because we are kind of like, all on our own. Yes, we have a great Plexus culture. One Plexus, you've got an incredible leader in Caroline, Susan, Roz. I mean, you guys have you come from great stock, I tell you. But ultimately, every single day, it is up to us to make this happen. Nobody can do our business for us. And so there's so many things from within that we need to become and we need to do, and we only do what we set our mind to do and what we feel we can do. And again, so that goes back to within. So when you hear people talk about mindset and belief, and Sonia Dudley, my power partner, we beat that drum every day with our team, and they probably get sick of it. They love it, but it's like, again. But because you can have all the skills in the world, and trust me, there are many skills you'll want to learn in network marketing, but how will you ever really be able to apply them if you don't believe that you can't put yourself in the picture of being a jewel or whatever your goal is in Plexus? And don't ever apologize for your goal. Your goal should be your goal. It shouldn't be what you think your leader wants you to say or hear from you. It should always come from your heart. And that's about being true to yourself. And when you're not true to yourself in this business, then you come across phony, or you have the guilt trips, or there's all that stuff that can go on inside. So it really is a very unique business because nobody's your boss. You have to develop these skills, this belief, and you have to go out and make it happen. Thankfully, we have lots of support, and we have an incredible culture. And just kind of as a side note, talking about Plexus for Life, I'm not an expert on all these network marketing companies by any means. Some people study them. They know like all these other comp plans and everything. I'm kind of a singular focused person that I feel like, I'm just going to get on my horse and ride it. And you tell me about a binary, great, but I don't really want to know the details if I don't have to know. That's kind of my personality. But what I will say about what I experienced in my other company, it was a big cosmetic company. You guys can all probably figure out which one it is. I had a really, really pretty light colored, kind of a somewhere between white and red Cadillac, whatever when you mix those colors together. Anyways, and I'm not downing that company at all. I wouldn't have had all the experience, and they had amazing training, that I could bring into Plexus if it wasn't for that amazing company. But what we have is they had a great culture. Plexus has a great culture, but you can make money at this opportunity where I saw a fraction of people make the money that they can make. And I'm talking just even from gold, senior gold, ruby, as a top Cadillac director, I never made more, I don't think, than a senior ruby ever. So I want you to, really understand what you have. Plexus truly is the opportunity of a lifetime, and there's many, many, many of us from that other company that are now in Plexus, and we have these same conversations all the time. It's like, how did we get so blessed? And for those of you who stumbled into this and this is your first rodeo of network marketing, you got in with the best. And yes, we've had growing pains. Yes, there's been challenges. But you know what? For everyone out there that says it can't be done because of X, Y, and Z, there's someone out there with the same set of circumstances that's making it happen. So that's why we have to go within, right? We always have to go within and figure out the lessons along the journey. So I'm going to kind of refer to my notes tonight just because, like I was telling Caroline, I wrote a ton of them and I don't want to miss anything. So when I wrote Plexus for Life, I had this come to me and I wrote it down and I highlighted and I thought, this is kind of good because it really is true. But it's basically, and you guys can write this down. I want you to write this down. If we have a temporary mindset, we will have temporary success. See, success, what really is success? Success is something that you're going to define for yourself. But what I know to be true about whatever success is for any of us, it's really about the person you become on the journey. An Olympic gold medal winner, yes, that high of getting their gold medal is amazing, and that it's a moment in time I'm sure they never forget. But it's the day in, day out commitment, lessons learned, just the stuff that happens along the way to make them into that Olympic gold winner that they value the most, because those things have to happen for you to ever get to the prize. So with that said, we have to really start to have the mindset that whatever comes our way, we are going to love the journey. We are going to trust the process and know that every difficult person that comes our way, a difficult ambassador, a challenging customer, maybe a sideline that stole a customer, and about the stuff that can happen because we're dealing with people, that no matter what happens in our journey, it's meant to happen because it's a lesson that we needed to learn. And that I'm going to skipping over because I have a whole section a little bit later, but we'll just talk about it now, about emotional maturity and how important it is to have emotional maturity in a business like network marketing and Plexus. Because you don't have Caroline, calling you every morning and going, okay, get out of bed, put your yoga pants on. Isn't that funny? That's what we do, right? I know, I'm wearing mine tonight too. We, get to work, okay, your IPA, like nobody's holding your hand. I hope they're not, because that's not serving anybody. And you better never hold anybody's hand, because the most self-sufficient ambassadors become the most successful ambassadors. But having, just that, the idea, because we deal with people, that there's going to be challenges every single day. The minute we can have an expectation of what network marketing is and know that, yes, it's a challenging business because of people, and people are the best part of this business and they can be the most challenging part of this business, just to expect it, to know that that's what our business is about. And thankfully, the highs, the wins are so great that they shadow, they crush any of the valleys or any of the ick that happens in Plexus. But the emotional maturity part, here's when you know that you've mastered emotional maturity and that you really do have what it takes. And I don't really apologize for saying that you have what it takes, because you know what the reality is? It's not for everybody. Now, if everybody said yes to Plexus, we wouldn't have any customers, right? I mean, everybody would be building a business. And so just know that it takes a certain kind of person with a lot of dedication and be willing to go to school, network marketing school, and really get good at this, but be that Plexus for life person. So when you can, this is how you know you've arrived with your emotional maturity, is when you can get an ambassador joining you, new level 1 with a $199 welcome pack. And on that same day, you can have one of your newest silvers turn off and quit, or, you know, just resign, move to another company, whatever. And you have the same emotion about it. In other words, like, great, I got a new ambassador. Great, okay, somebody's chosen because it is their choice. Just as you wouldn't take credit for anyone's success, you should never take credit if somebody decides to quit, right? So if they're going to leave and you've got the same emotional keel, in other words, you're not like starting to question, is this for me? I thought this person, you know, would be great. Oh my gosh, is this a sign? They're leaving. You know, if you haven't gotten the memo, for those of you, and I know I'm talking to a broad range of ambassadors, people do come and go in this business. They just do. It's a volunteer army. So with all that said about, you know, emotional maturity and the things that go on, I just want to ask you all, like, do you really know what network marketing is all about? And it's really relationship marketing. I like that term better. And if you don't really feel like you know, I really hope that you read as many books as you can on what network marketing is. Like, some of my favorites are Sarah Rockin' Robbins, Rock Your Network Marketing Business. Jordan Adler's Beach Money is really probably my favorite. You know, there's so many out there, but my point being, there's really no excuse for you to really get to know what you signed up to do so that you can have expectations. See, when people get frustrated in this business, it's because they didn't really understand what this was all about. And so they expect, like, we can have, and this has happened for many people, you know, you have your strongest leg. You have one leg that just runs with you in this. And we can go into management mode, or we can think that this is the way it is. And oh my gosh, you know, if so-and-so did it early on in my journey, then I'm probably going to get a few more. And so you don't take a real proactive stance on really building your team wide, as we all should be. And I mean, that's a whole other training. You know, we should never, ever stop recruiting and sharing this product, because part of our why should be to serve, that we should fall in love with serving others and helping others. And if we just stop sharing Plexus, that means we've lost our why and our joy of truly serving other people. And that's exactly how you get to the top. Like Zig Ziglar says, you know, you help enough other people get what they want, and you'll get what you want. But you have to keep helping people, and you have to have new people, because guess what? You're going to help some people, and then someday they're not going to want your help anymore, and they'll leave. And that's their choice, and it's okay. But we have to have an abundance mindset, and we have to keep building wide. Because see, what can happen then, when we don't really understand that the only effort we can truly ever control is our own. So we might have that main leg, our outside leg, that's, you know, producing all these points, and kind of, you know, we've got a few other things going on to get those outside points. But what happens if that main leg decides to quit? And, you know, I don't mean to keep talking about quitting. You know that. Okay, but I want you all to really understand that these kind of things can happen. And we should always be expecting, in many ways, that people like won't stay as long, and so then when we're pleasantly surprised when people do stay, because I'll talk a little bit about how to keep more people a little bit later, about, you know, when we do really believe and we pour into people, how much that can help our retention. But my point being is it's still, again, everyone else's decision, what they choose to do. And so if you have somebody like that, then that can make your business suffer. And, if they leave, because that's your main leg, and you haven't been a responsible business owner, really understood the comp plan, and really kept working your personal business. I have an emerald on my team right now, and she is incredible. And she had one of her main leg, it was really the main leg that helped her to get to emerald. She has slowly gone backwards. And so what happened was, now she has all of her outside points that she realized early on, when she didn't have any control over what this person was doing in their team, that she needed to work extra hard to get to develop that outside leg, those outside legs. And within about a year or less time, it has flipped, where she is growing every single month in those outside legs, because she is pouring into that. So regardless what happens with her other ambassador, she has gained control because she knew exactly what to do. And she knew what to do because she took this business seriously. See, she's Plexus for life. So she's not going to question. She's not going to, doubt if this is really meant to be, and this is hard, and oh my gosh, that was my main person, now what? I have seen other people have that same situation happen, because it's common, because again, it's one person. My goal ultimately as a diamond is to have 10 diamond first levels. I mean, would that not be just incredible? Because then that's 10 people. So if 5 ever decided to just become check collectors, no, they better not. No. But you know what I'm saying? Like, that's abundance thinking. I'm not just looking for one person to help me reach my goal. And so I've seen other people not take responsibility, and they've never been able to achieve their initial rank, because everything's just kind of fallen. And that's, I don't believe in sugarcoating. I don't believe in making this business out to be easier than it is, because I would rather develop very strong-minded people who really understand this industry and take full responsibility and have the emotional maturity and the fortitude to move forward and make this happen for themselves. And I see it happening on my team, and I'm in awe of the people who are truly Plexus lifers, and just the difference in their attitude, the things that people come to me and talk about that and I'm not saying they're not Plexus lifers, but they don't have that Plexus lifer mindset, because the issues they come to me with are issues that just come and go. So, like, for instance, since Sonia and I have joined Plexus, we've had 3 major things that have happened that have been extremely challenging for us. Get the memo. It happens to all of us, not just because we're diamonds. We're immune to issues and problems and going back thousands of points and setbacks and all those things. It's happened to us, and we are still standing, and we are stronger and more lifers than ever. But so the issues that people come to me about are issues that are kind of just like whatever happened that day that they're frustrated with, not like true issues. And I try to recognize the difference to let them know, you know what, if it's not another competing company, it's going to be, or if it's not this competing company, in 6 months it'll be another one. We have to just know, if it's not the back office issue, it's going to be something else. We'll probably have something else like that challenging. That's business. That's life. This mirrors life in many, many ways. And you just got to go with the flow. When you're Plexus for life, you will, because you won't question and doubt and waver and think that it's not meant to be, or it should have happened by now, and set these unreasonable benchmarks by comparing. So let's talk about comparing. Like I said, comparison is the biggest thief of joy. And see, I know for me, I choose joy every day because I want to love my business. I've chosen to join Plexus. I've chosen to be Plexus for life. So guess what else I have a choice over? My joy. And I have a choice every single day to not look to my left, not look to my right, because there's always going to be somebody that does it faster, makes more money, is better. And anytime we do that, we're always looking at their strengths, and we compare them and think we have that weakness. And if you are not focusing on your strengths daily and building on your strengths, then you are missing out big time and you're delaying your success, because God gave you some really amazing strengths that are unique to you and only you. And what a beautiful thing we have in Plexus, that we can utilize our strengths, and then we have team members that have different strengths, and together, when we all embrace our own strengths and we don't try to change and reinvent the wheel and try to become somebody we're not, and compare, and how long did it take you, and and I don't mind sharing ideas, but when I see people all the time going, what are you doing, what are you doing, what are you doing, it's like, for goodness sake, this business is so simple. You just share and you follow up. You share and you follow up. It's not that hard, but people want to make all these fancy flyers and it's not, and it's like, stop it. Stop. So you have to promise me right now tonight that you are going to stop comparing. Your story is your unique, incredible story. And God puts you into Plexus for a reason, and the lessons that you need to learn are the lessons you need to learn. And you know what? We're always going to need to learn lessons. Doesn't matter. I mean, I've been a diamond for over 3 years. Believe me, I am still in school. School is never out for the pro, and I'm still learning, and I'm trying to refine and get better all the time in my communication and the things that I feel I can build on that are my strengths, but they're not quite, fully developed yet. And so just know it's all good. It's all good. You are enough. But you have to take this business and treat it like school. Another great book is The 4-Year Career. Somebody wanted to become a CEO or become a dentist, or, just have some, incredible career where they're making well into the 6 figures. If you treated your business, if you all want to be diamonds make more than all those other careers, which is crazy. But what if you treated your business like school, getting your master's in people skills? If nothing else, that's what you're going to need. Because yes, we sell health and wellness, but the common denominator is people. And people, again, are going to be what trips you up sometimes. Whether you choose their attitude to affect yours, or their belief or non-belief affect your belief, we have to always go back in and work on that personal growth to become the best version of us that we can be. And when you get your MBA or PhD in people skills, this business will be a lot more rewarding for you, because you won't be choosing to beat yourself up all the time, second guessing yourself, etc. You can truly just pour into people because you've poured into yourself. Remember, we can't give away what we don't have. And again, what does Zig Ziglar say? To get what we want, we have to help enough other people get what they want. Well, if we can't even give away, if we don't even own that ourselves, if we can't confidently state our goal, we're Plexus for life, this is where I'm going, how will we ever get a team to do that? A question I ask my team often, and I'll ask you guys tonight, is if somebody was going to describe you, whether you were Plexus for life or not, how would they describe you? Do you have that temporary mindset where they wouldn't say, oh my gosh, that Jane, I don't know if there's a Jane on here, but she is all in with Plexus. She is like so excited and passionate. If I ever choose to do the business or buy the product, I want to go with her because she's amazing. She's got a great attitude. She posts regularly. Like, I feel like she really knows her stuff. And if I ever chose to do this business, I'd want to go with her. Would people say that about you? And that's a really good, way to kind of gauge whether or not you are all in, if you exude that Plexus for life attitude. And the longer you're in, you're going to have people that will come around. I mean, Lord knows after 4.5 years, but I'll still get people that'll message me. And so we are that walking, talking billboard, and people can choose who they want to purchase or join with. They have that choice. Just because you're posting on Facebook, if you're not following up with messages and really being doing the and then some, being that professional with follow-up and asking them personally, finding their needs so you can fill it, that whole servanthood, then they can go with other people. But if they just from afar saw you, would they know, oh my gosh, she's Plexus for life or he's Plexus for life? So really think about that, because your posture is everything. how you come across is everything. People want to do business with people who you don't have to know everything, but you certainly have to have an air about you that is like, I'm unapologetically a Plexus. I'm unapologetically an ambassador. I love network marketing. I love sharing health and wellness products and helping people get healthy, and the world better darn know it. Like, if you don't have that about you, then there's going to be that little bit of a gap then when people might question. Okay, so really think about, how are you coming across to people? I've been like jumping around my notes so much. How are we doing on time, Carolyn? About a little bit more? A couple more minutes? Okay, we talked about what you can control. You're the only person that can control anything. So we talked about emotional maturity. I love, for those of you who went to Leaders Retreat, we had, I'm blanking out on the name of our speaker, the cute little gal that spoke on stage.
Carrie Wilkerson.
Yeah, Carrie Wilkerson.
Yeah.
So she was in Kona, and she said something to me, just to me, to all of us Jules that were in the audience that day when she was doing a training. And it was so it was just a really powerful thing that stuck with me. But it was, make a decision once. Make a decision just one time, and you will save yourself so much agony and grief. For instance, make a decision that you're going to exercise and make exercise part of your lifestyle. Okay, that's a tough one for a lot of people, because how many times have we said, I'm going to exercise, and we're really good for a few weeks, and then we fall off. So make a decision one time. So it kind of made me think about, being a Plexus lifer and really wanting this business. If you're on this call tonight, I'm going to go out on a limb and think that you really want this business. You want, whether it's to be a diamond or to, just have that extra $1,000 a month financial security for your family. You are here for a reason. You have the ability through school, network marketing school, your sideline and your upline support, all the information that's available to you to make this happen for yourself. And so, I always just think, if you're ever going to look for a sign, the sign is you're in Plexus. You're already here. Do you know how many people would love to be in this company and don't even know it exists? And you just haven't found them yet, but there's tons of them out there. I promise you, people are praying all the time for better health and better finances. And right now, being in December, we are about to hit the biggest explosion, with weight loss season. And there's so many good things coming. I can't say what they are. I'm blessed enough to be on the advisory board, so just trust, okay? Really, 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 really good stuff is coming. Like, I've never been more excited ever than I have been now to be in Plexus. So, just really, just make that decision to go all in. Make that decision that this is your, whether it's going to be your full-blown career, but just that, when we have one toe in, people will sense it. People want to know. They want to do business with people. They want to do life with people who know where they're going. And how long it takes you is really irrelevant. When people, and it's a shame, because there have been people that have gone really fast in this business, and it makes people question, what's wrong with me? But I'm here to tell you, like I said in the beginning, as a Cadillac director, I never made more than a senior Ruby. I never earned a trip, ever. And so when people question, that was 16 years. Every time I make a mortgage payment on this house, there's a little bit of that other business in that payment, because we had to refinance, not once, but twice, because of debt incurred. So I am so sold on this business, and I hope you've really heard my heart tonight. Like, I truly believe without a shadow of a doubt that anyone can get what they want in this business, because I've seen it happen too many times. There's nothing you can tell me that's going to make me go, oh no, yeah, you should probably quit. No, not for you. The only way you quit or you fail is if you quit. And so just figure out what you need to learn every day to work on that strength, get a little bit better, be a little bit more committed to your IPAs, and just, success is hidden in your daily routine. And network marketing is nothing more than just duplicating and just doing the same things over and over and over and over again. And know you're going to get that victory. Know you're going to get that win. It's not always going to be valleys. It's not always going to be painful growth and lessons. The peaks are so high. The peaks are amazing. Our family, our culture, what Plexus, the owners that I've gotten, I'm just blessed enough to know their heart. They have so many great plans for this company. Our future is so bright, and they have set a foundation where we really do have the best of the best of the best. So I think I'm done. I think the highs and the lows is what we have to really know is going to be part of it. And that's another thing, our expectations. Well, I know there's going to be highs, and I also know there's going to be lows. That's doesn't mirror life. Life isn't one just roller coaster ride. Network marketing really mirrors life in many, many ways. We have good days, we have bad days. But I always say a bad day in Plexus is better than any great day in another job, especially a job if you're really looking to get out of and you feel like you want that time and financial freedom, and this is the ticket. Well, guess what? It is the ticket. It truly is. And you have to believe it with every fiber of your being. So go to school, know what you're in for with network marketing, become a master, people skills, and just trust and enjoy the journey. Choose joy every day. I tell my team all the time, when your feet hit the floor, you say, I don't have to do Plexus. I get to do Plexus. Lord, help bring the right people in my path today that are praying for this opportunity so I don't have to go hunt people down. No one wants to do that. I want to just exude joy and have people, Helen, what do you do? Or have that conversation, that layering conversation. Maybe Plexus gets brought up, maybe it doesn't. I'm just going to do my part and go love on people and be the messenger of these life-changing products. You go do that every day, knowing in the back of your mind, I'm never quitting, and this is just what I do, and this is awesome because I just feel like, God put me on this earth to make a difference, and Plexus is my way to make a difference in a big, big, big way. Health and finances are the most important thing, right? So that's all I got for you. I hope it was okay. Lots of stuff.
Wow. Love it. You're just amazing. And the joy and passion, just, even if you never opened your mouth, it would just seep out of you, Helen. I just love it. Well, do you have a couple minutes maybe for some questions?
Sure.
Is that okay with you? Okay. So if anyone has a question, if you want to just throw it on the message chat. And I have one for you. I'll kind of get it going while people may be thinking if they have one. So we'll see. So someone who is, okay, they want to be in, they want to make the decision. Yes, I am Plexus for life, but maybe they see a gap between where they are today and becoming that. What would you say to that person? Because I think that can hit home for a lot of ambassadors.
Well, wherever you want to go, that requires people. Mm-hmm. So it's going to require customers, and it's going to require ambassadors. Truly ambassadors, if we're talking points to rank up. So, if you're not in some sort of IPA daily on just, expanding your network, expanding your Facebook friends list, joining a club, working your Franks list, adding to it all the time. I mean, the reality is that's what we have to do. That's part of our job. The business doesn't just fall out of the sky. You might have some great people in the very beginning that have a great testimony and run with it. But again, that's not enough, right? We got to keep working. And when you find the joy in it, it's not really work, because I like to make it a challenge. Okay, I'm going to go out today and who am I going to meet? I want it to be fun. That's kind of I'm a blue personality, if y'all can tell. And, I want to, whether they say yes or no, I'm just going to keep doing my part to share Plexus. So, really knowing your why, because it doesn't matter if you're shy. I've got shy people on my team that are emeralds, it's just a matter of finding your passion, your purpose, your why, and getting that in your head every day, that's what I have to do. that's our job, period. So the reality from where you are now and where to get there is just to, again, it's hidden in your daily routine. Are you treating it like a business every day? It doesn't mean you have to work 8 hours a day, but are you maximizing your moments? Are you the master of moments in the carpool line and the grocery store line? All those stupid magazines that talk about weight loss. I know people have even pretend they're on their phone call. You lost how much weight? And have you ever heard people, Chris McCall does that. He's so funny. But, just putting yourself out there so people get to know who you are. Your kids' school, there's people everywhere. That's what's so funny. I had somebody today, they're talking about living in a small town. And it's like, well, what about, where are the, I don't have a lot of people. Well, Plexus was built in small towns. Guess what? There's people everywhere. I mean, you might not have a ton right in your tiny town, but your next town has people. The big town, 40 minutes away has people. Figure it out. Get a booth. Join a bunco group. Just constantly expand your network, but don't look at it as, I have to. I get to. See the mind shift change? Does that help?
Yeah, it does. It really does. Okay, so here's a question. I want to start network marketing school. What is my very first class or step?
Okay, well, first of all, it's a great question. So the starter kit, we screamed for 2 to 3 years from the field that we wanted a universal training program for everybody so people don't have to reinvent the wheel, right? Make all these flyers and all that. So if you haven't gone through your entire starter kit and read it, like truly read it, and that just makes you a better leader for your new team member when you go through it with her or him, that you know what's in there so you can refer to things. You know what Jennifer Leith, she's so brilliant. She takes the opportunity brochure. I know this is like, see, here's my rabbit trail. And she'll like circle things on there when she like gives it to somebody that says, yes, it changed my life. Like if it says life changing, like she with a Sharpie. And you can just, do that. That's a great layering technique for keeping things real personable and getting people. I just went on I thought about it because it's in the starter kit. But isn't that a cool idea just to personalize? Anyways, so that number one, you need to totally know inside and out that starter kit. And you're probably going to learn a few things when you go to reread it because maybe some of you have already read it. And then the back office, you want to just, go through the Plexus, the comp plan video, all the videos that, that span the different topics of network marketing. Okay. And then you want to be like, and I don't want to be overwhelming, but like those books that we were talking about, I want you to read like a few of them because they all sort of say the same thing, but depending on, you can hear things differently when it's written differently by a different author, but it's pretty much the same point. But really get to understand what it's going to take about goal setting and breaking down your goals and really going after your dream and what the numbers. And I hate that term numbers game because I don't want to ever look at a person as a number, like a means to an end. That's kind of a pet peeve of mine because that's what I ended up having to do in my other business because it was just, we didn't work with a lot of people doing 100 PV. It was like 1 or 2 people placing these huge orders. And that was like my mortgage payment or my, my grocery money. And I hate that. And that's just for you all to know, the minute you ever start looking at somebody as a means to an end, you have to take a step back and put on your servanthood cap and help connect with people and just love on people because the business will happen. I think that's where people get it wrong. They think I'm just going to, all my friends and family and all these people. And no, like we have to flip it and help people. We have to help them get what they want and serve their needs, fill their needs, not our needs. Okay, that'll organically happen when you do it the right way. So just starting to read those books. And once you've read a couple network marketing books, then you can kind of graduate into the John Maxwell leadership books, like the 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership is an amazing book. But it's a lot when you're new to the industry. That's more for leadership. And but it kind of proves my point. There's like 21 laws. So there's a lot to that whole personal growth and really becoming that solid, well-rounded leader that you really are confident in all those skills. So that's why it's such a process, right? Because there's a lot to learn when it comes to leading, because we're not managers, and having people want what you have by the law of, magnetism, and there's so many great ones. But yeah, does that help?
Yeah, I think so. Kathy, that was a great question. Did that help? Okay, she gave a thumbs up. All right, last question for you here. I'll throw one out if no one else has one. Okay, so someone who does not yet have that belief in themselves and it is truly holding them back. Maybe it's comparison or just that lack of belief that they can do this. I don't know, what is that first step for them? I mean, there's so many things out there that both you and Sonia just teach on beautifully. But what would you say to those people who that truly is what's holding them back?
Well, sometimes we just have to borrow someone else's belief in us. And so, I know that you, Caroline, their leader, believe in them. So you guys need to just borrow her belief. And, if you are a Christian and you believe God's word, why should we believe anything differently other than ourselves, that we are fully capable and destined for success? We're not failures. We weren't born to question and cower. And, the more that you let your own light shine, you give permission to other people to do the same. And that's really how you inspire people, by stepping out and faking it till you make it. If you have to just fake your belief, whatever, eventually with those little wins that you get, you're going to believe more and more. But get some wins, get some good affirmations about yourself. So yeah, Sonia and I, we did a great What to Say When You Talk to Yourself book study. It was 7 weeks, I think. We have YouTube videos. It's on her channel. And you're more than welcome to jump on those YouTubes and read that book, What to Say When You Talk to Yourself, by Roth. Okay, I can't even think of his last name. He's got some funky, long last name. It's an old book. I mean, it's been around for like 30, plus years. But it's tough. I mean, some people had a childhood, that they were told that, they were never affirmed to believe that they were going to ever be anything great. But the best thing I can tell you is, when you can develop an attitude, instead of like believing people who don't believe in you, develop that I'll show you. I'll never forget when I was new in my other business, my sister was like, oh, Helen, people don't change their skincare or makeup. Most people just stick with the same thing. And then I had my brother, my family. I mean, we all have them, right? He was like, you'll never make more money than me. He's like a captain for a major airline. And I was like, something deep down in me was like, I'm going to show you. Tell me I can't do something. I'm going to go do it. And that, I don't know where that came from, but that's served me well. So let that be your, just find it within you. Like I said, you're in this business for a reason. God wouldn't put a dream in your heart and without equipping you to do it, but you have to meet him halfway. I always say, work like it's all up to you and pray like it's all up to God. But working, just taking action will help that belief, because you're going to realize, oh my gosh, the minute you get a great testimony, don't we just love that? It's like we want to just feed off that. I just can't wait to get another text from somebody saying the triplex changed my life or whatever. Just keep going, and you're just to start believe, like, I have something to offer. I'm a messenger of life-changing products. I mean, what a gift, what a joy. And just flip that mindset to just be grateful and know that you're enough. And, whoever you have to steal that belief from in the meantime, do it. But don't let another day go by where you're not just that shining light, that, working on your strengths, that God made you to be an incredible winner. We're all winners, right?
Oh, I love it. I love it. Thank you so much, Helen. I think that is our closing line is, don't let another day go by without shining your light.
That's right.
Wow. So that is awesome. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome.
Just for being on with us tonight and just pouring into us, pouring into me. I've got like 3 pages of notes here. So it's good stuff. So thank you. Wow. So what is, I guess kind of the last thing is, what does school look like for you as a Diamond Ambassador for 3 years? I know you're fine tuning, learning new skills every day, but
yeah, I know. We just did the Strength Finder class. Me and some of my level 1s and 2s, and that was really fun. Just really learning what my strengths were. No really surprises, a couple surprises, because they give you 5 after you take a test. So just always kind of, being immersed. I'm not reading a book right. I'm not like my nose is in the middle of a book right now, but I really do. I have a tight knit circle of diamond sidelines that I learn a lot from. We bounce ideas off of, and just any opportunity to a new affirmation, something. I love learning new types of belief or things that are working for people. Like I love all that kind of stuff, because the reality is, like, we have to stay in school. We never have arrived. We've never learned everything, and we never, I have belief in myself, but it doesn't mean, sometimes a little doubt can creep in, and I need to kind of, I would call it a checkup from a neck up, a little attitude adjustment, or, whatever, I am nobody special, trust me. And I'm sure, Caroline, you feel the same way. We have a lot of people on our team. We have some great skills. We've poured into people. We love this business. We love people, but it doesn't mean we're perfect, or, life doesn't happen. I have some real challenging people in my life. And, that whole emotional maturity thing is a lot like, oh my gosh, Lord, like, what do I need to learn? Clearly, there's something within me, my patience, my accepting of other people and our differences that, I really try to have that attitude all the time. It's not easy, right?
Totally not easy to grow as a person, and to look in that mirror and go, okay, I have some things that I can and need to improve, so that I can be what I'm supposed to be, and so that I can love people better and well and grow in this business.
Yes.
That's a hard thing to do sometimes.
It is. And there's some that you're like, okay, I've been around this mountain before. I know how to handle this situation, but there's always going to be new things, new people. When you're growing, you're always going to have a new challenge, and the challenge is typically with a person, right? We've learned that. Or other people like in your team that might not see eye to eye, becoming kind of like a sounding board for people. And the bottom line, we all need a counseling degree. No, I'm just kidding.
Right?
Just sit on my couch for therapy. No, that is one thing that, in all honesty, we can't be for people. A great line you can say is, to people, it's like, I'm not qualified to help you. I know, because sometimes that line gets crossed. People trust you. They, you pour into them. They love you and believe you. They want to tell you their problems, but it's like, you have to think duplicatable. If I become that person for you, I won't have time to work my business. It's not really my job, so that's a whole other training.
That's a whole other, yes. But yes, being there and supporting things like that, but then also knowing where that's
just on the line. Yeah.
That is beyond the Plexus comp plan.
Right. Yep.
It's not something where most of us are equipped to do. So awesome. Someone else asked, would love to know the test you take to discover your strengths. Is that Strength Finder 2.0 book?
Yes.
Is it in there?
I have the book here. Yeah. So it's Strength Finders 2.0. And so in the back, there's like a seal in the book, and it gives you a code. So when you go online, you put in that code, and then you can take the assessment.
Awesome.
But this was really, really, really good, because I got so tired of, my team just beats themselves up, and it's like what they're not. And it's like, well, what are you? And we learned that in Jewel training, how much more effective, in a place of employment, employers want you to focus on your strengths. And who else? When I was at corporate last time, a lot of people had the book on their desk. I think like Sarah Beauregard or maybe Alec. Alec had taken the test, and they were, working on as corporate home office to work on their strengths. And I thought that is so important. And it's really been an eye opener for a lot of my team, just to really just gain that confidence and realize, what their strengths are, and why try to change something. If it's organization, be organized. This is me, be organized enough to get the job done, but I'm never going to be the organizer, So things like that, it's a lot of it's about people's skills and where your strengths lie and dealing with people, which is what, so important.
Right. Awesome. Well, thank you so, so much, Helen. Love to see your
You're
face.
welcome.
Love talking with you. And thank you so much. And I think I can speak for all of us that we just love you.
Oh,
So thank
love
you
you right
so
back.
much.
Have a Merry
And
Christmas.
have a Merry
2017
Christmas.
is going to be our best year ever, right? Everybody knows?
Yes, yes, it is. And we're all like, oh my goodness, what does she
I
know?
know.
I don't even know
Good.
either,
All
obviously.
good.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Have a super night. Thank you so much.
You
Good
too.
night, everyone. Go Freedom Finders and go Plexus.
Bye, everybody.